Hey, welcome. This is the first episode of Lunchtime at the Doghouse. I'm Joe Dog, the host and sort of creator of this show, Stupid O'Clock, and Armchair Rocket Science. We also do what's called the Stupid After Show after our Stupid O'Clock, which Stupid O'Clock airs Thursdays at 9 p.m. and Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We're just getting started. This is just something I thought I would try. I'm going to go for 13 weeks. We're going to do 2 shows a week, I hope. Uh, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I start about 12:05 to give everybody a chance to grab your lunch. That way you can have time. If you're tuning in from work, you can watch us at lunchtime. We're going to be reading your comments out like this right here, where Carl Witzman says, Donna Carlene over here. Okay. So he's just trying to track her down. And there's Donna Carlene saying, hello there. I just realized I didn't get my right brand clicked up. Hold on just a second, because I like this one right here. All right, let me pull their comment back up where it comes in a little better. Saying hello there. Hello, Donna. We are part of the Rising Tide broadcast network. Okay, don't do that again. We're going to help promote authors, artists, content creators, and part of my shows are Stupid O'Clock, which is like a bunch of people hanging out at some of the sci-fi literary conventions, and after everything shuts down, this is what we do. We sit around and talk. Hey, Nick Talkard. uh, Nick is one of our guest hosts on Stupid O'Clock. Nick is a ball of energy. We love having him on the show. But I also do Armchair Rocket Science, which is where me and another host, Heather Evans, gets in and comments on rockets. We cover rocket launches, but our page is Armchair Rocket Science on Facebook. You can follow us there. We post a lot of space news is what we cover. And just got a message from Brian K. Morris. Says it's a joy to see you here, Joe Dog. Viva la network. Yes, I've already talked about the Rising Tide broadcast network is who we're affiliated with and a proud member of that group. If any authors or creators have a page or a book they want to plug or a way to get their book, post it in the comments. We'll bring it up on screen for everybody. Go ahead and get some of my banners ready. This right here is welcome to Lunch at the Doghouse. I should have had that running when we jumped in, but again, this is the first time I'm ever flying solo, so this is going to be fun. I don't talk very much. I'll let my other hosts do that and interject. And hold on a second. No cafe for me this right now because it's lunchtime and you don't drink coffee at lunch. Or that's what I was always told. So yeah, but if you want to put your banners up, like this one right here, to check out Brian K. Morris, YouTube, bit.ly/YouTube BKM is Brian's page, part of the Rising Tide Network. Brian does 2 great shows.
Never Mind the Furthermore and Clever Title Pending. Never Mind the Furthermore is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then he does Clever Title Pending Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, I got more anything. Nick Talker threw something in. Oh. The comments are coming in hot and fast. Nick Talkard's Amazon.com author/author/ Nicholas Talkart. He has a great book. I just drew a blank. It's about how to stab and poke people with how to create swords. And Brian says, thank you so much for all the plugs. That's what I'm here for. And Carlene says, you don't, looks at a half full cup of coffee cup. Yeah, well, it's a little warm in here. I don't need coffee right now. And Nick says, thank you for the opportunity to plug my work. And Brian says, Clever Tile Pending is going to rock tonight. I question that because I know the host, and I know the host. Host can make it work. The guest, that's questionable. And Brian K. Morris just threw out his Patreon page, patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And with the Patreon, he gives you previews of books coming up and other things. Do a quick check right now. Oh, everybody's coming in on Facebook. Okay, that's what I'm sort of expecting right now. Art of the Simple Sword. Thank you, Carl Witzman, for helping. That is Nick's book. Yeah, and he goes up there. He says the show tonight has a shady host, but the guests will be amazing. Come see us at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. That would be at the Brian K. Morris YouTube. I'll find that one real quick. Right there at that one, bit.ly/YouTube. Well, I mean, the way it's spelled, capital Y, capital T, capital BKM. And okay, somebody else just popped in. What is the location for this show? It needs some love. I'm running it on 2 YouTube pages on Joe Dog McKeel, McKeel. Just spelled just like this, Joe Dog McKeel. And also on my second page, Joe McKeel. So let me go ahead and quit. Working on the fly here. All right. Yeah, that way. Look at that page right there. That's the one I'm using most of the time. The show being the one I'm savoring right now. Okay. And this is on my personal Facebook page right now, Brian, is where that one's coming from. But yeah, that's what we're doing. I've got, a bunch of comments on some stuff. I try not to get political, and I'm going to do my best not to get political. But I may slip, and being on prime time right now or midday, I will try to control my language. I can't promise, but I will try. I can't promise that I won't slip out one of the nasty words. Of course, one of my favorite words, and it just Brian says, score a like and share. Thank you. And Brian, this is also something I'll pull you back up here again. I just learned through some content creators that if your page has a bunch of likes or subscribers on YouTube, and those subscribers don't interact with your channel, after so long, YouTube is going to start deleting them from your channel. So, that's something that we really need to start pushing
to your viewers, if you're a YouTube user and a content creator on YouTube, start promoting, having them at least like or comment on your page, because after so long, YouTube is going to roll them off of your subscriber list. And that's not going to be good. And one of the things that's aimed at is the excuse me, the million plus subscriber channels who have a subscriber that has never looked at the channel after they subscribed it. So that is something, yeah. And Carl Whitzman says that makes sense. If all your friends just subscribe, that looks funny. And still not coming up on YouTube for her. Carly, if you would look at my okay, I got 2 on Joe McKeel and 3 on Joe McKeel and 1 on Joe Dog McKeel. All right. Yeah. Yeah, those wacky folks who like for a like. I like those too because that gets everything out. I am going to pour my water into my coffee cup where it looks like I'm drinking coffee, but I'm actually drinking water because I don't need to be taking the lid off and putting the lid back on during the show because that really doesn't look good. And thank you, Carl, for sharing the link over on my YouTube page for Carly to track down. Oh, and Donna Carly Colleen says Dragons and Wizards is her book from Barnes and Noble. So I'm going to leave this up for a minute so people can write it down. If you're watching on the replay, pause. Okay, welcome back. And then she also put the Lulu page. Okay, we'll go back to this one. Oh, this one. Here we go. Yeah. Make sure, anybody watching all this can get it all wrote down. That should be enough time. If you're watching on the replay, hit pause. I'm not going anywhere. And then we'll, write this down and then come back. And, try to boost each other by subbing to each other's channels. Then never watch anything. Scammers. Carl. And gospel illusionist Jake Lindsay, disciple of Jesus. Whew, that's a tongue twister. Says, that's an awesome hat, my friend. Thank you. And Carly found it. And Carl says, take a photo, it lasts longer. Yep. See, I'm not one of the big computer users. Screenshot. Yes. Duh. Just screenshot it, and then you've got it. Thank you, Carl. What a brilliant idea. But yeah, we're going to try to raise people up, and I'm only going to talk for about an hour. About 1 o'clock, we're going to wrap the show up, unless these comments come in. Also, if you're posting in your links and all that, I will post up bad jokes if they're in good taste. Maybe. Oh, maybe on the good taste. I'll post the joke up. But yeah. For that Elsa Pop vinyl, where Elsa Pop vinyl? Oh, I see what you're looking at. Jake, no, that is not Elsa. That is Baby Groot. Remember when Baby Groot was the big thing? Not that sort of green evil. Trust me, evil. Baby Groot. Baby Groot's where it's at. Okay, Baby Groot's going to sit there. I'll put him back.
And Carlene says, nice poem. Okay. I get it. I don't get it. Okay. But we've got 13 viewers. Thank you. And I want to say thank you to Donna Carlene and Brian K. Morris for the love. And to Pops Van Zant, Jeffrey Hayes, Joseph Roman Fliss. I never can say your name. I'm sorry, dude. Carl Whitzman and Anthony Tockert for the likes. And Jake says it looked like her from a distance. Yeah. Well, let's sort of go back. Let me find my pointer arm here. If y'all remember that right there, that is the little plasma ring disc. They actually use those in Star Trek for the Borg regeneration cubes. Of course, I've got mine set on the voice activated. And that's a 3D printed figure that somebody gave me. And this is my favorite toy. I'm going to be pulling it out probably when we start talking about some rocket stuff on one of the shows. That is a 3D printed model of the SpaceX Starship SN5. And it actually breaks down, and I can actually show you what that is. And next to it says water right there, but you see the Anheuser-Busch logos. That was when a tornado came through our area back in April or May. And that was given out to me, and I never used it. Underneath it, that little right there, that's the Hot Wheels Batmobile, and then the truck is a old phone company truck, and it's actually a bank. Of course, you can see the Battlestar Galactica logo. And this is a grandfather clock that was given to us a few years ago. And I thought that looked good. I saw Carl Whitzman had one in his studio, and I thought, that would be great to put. I wonder, I got one in the living room. Okay, I got it. I use it. Okay. And this is one of the favorite photographs I've ever taken. That is, of course, you can see the fire. Oh, learn how to use. Yeah, that is fire across through there. That is an actual fire. And that is a Japanese torpedo bomber. And that was an actual lucky photo from a point and shoot. And I had to have that blown up because that was such an awesome picture. Professional photographers didn't get that shot that day. I took it. And but yeah. And then Carl Whitzman says from a distance it looks like beer. Yeah. Well, it was made by a beer company. And Heather Evans says she loves her Starship prototype model. Thanks again. I figure it would be great for once you get your studio set up and all that. That we have two matchings. I've got to paint it. It'll look a lot better then. And okay, Nick says interesting. The hot take around Baby Groot versus Yoda, and why do I think Baby Yoda is evil? My one theory that I've heard is that Anakin saved Grogu is his name. I think Anakin saved Grogu because he knew how powerful Yoda was. He knew how powerful Grogu could be, and he would make a great apprentice. And that's why he had him sent off, had him hid. Anakin was training Grogu. Of course, when Vader dies, and then the Emperor dies right before that, Grogu was left open. So that's where it is. And there's John Scarborough, part of our Stupid O'Clock crowd. Thank you, John, for dropping in. And also thank you, Heather, for dropping in.
Carl Whitzman up. Carl Whitzman. Well, where Brian? Okay, Brian Morris. Okay, Brian. I understand comment dump. I understand comment dump. It's happening. Uh, yes, Kyle Guthrie. This is on YouTube. Joe Dog McKeel or Joe McKeel. There, I've got two channels. Either one, and you can pull it up. And Groku sounds like a Kaiju on Ultraman. I absolutely agree. Thank you, Carl, for throwing the link. Hold on a second. Y'all don't need to hear that. Where was I? So much happened. Oh, but yeah, back to Nicholas. Yeah, that's why I think Groku is really, really dark side. And I've got a feeling Groku may have been the intermediator to turn Ben. Yeah. Yeah, Carl. Comment dump. It just hit all the quick. And Carl, yes, I do need a remote producer or something. Something being lots of money. But yeah, yeah, a back, you know, a co-host. A co-host would help. I'm not, again, like I said, I'm not really the talker of Stupid O'Clock. And Skunk Rocker has made it to the YouTube. Yeah, go ahead, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Skunk. That way, oh, you'll know what's happening. And again, uh, this is just a little something I want to do for all the, never mind the furthermore, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Brian K. Morris's YouTube, Facebook, Rising Tide Publications on YouTube. But for the better picture and sound quality, Brian K. Morris, bit.ly slash YouTube BKM. Yeah, I love sleeping that in there. And also, when I was talking about the Armchair Rocket Science, our Facebook page is Armchair Rocket Science. And then there's the Stupid O'Clock Facebook group. Hold on a second. Okay, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Okay. Search Stupid O'Clock on the Facebook group. And real quick, let me. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Look for that logo right there on YouTube for Stupid O'Clock. And let me jump back over to my regular brand and back to the great comments that you people are dropping in. Brian K. Morris is saying, good plug-in, Joe Dog. That's, hey, I did watch NASCAR. I know how to plug. Trust me. And the only problem with Grogu is he went with Luke at the end of season 2. Yes, he went with Luke because Luke is Force. Okay, you offered to Brian, but you said that'd be me too. Okay, I missed up. Okay. He said, plus he needs a job like another hole in the head. Yeah, me too. Brian's kiss K. Morris says, I love sliding that in there. And then Christian died. Yeah. Heather, you're exactly right. Too many buttons and not enough fingers. And face it, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe women would make such great producers over men because men are one track. We only fix one problem at a time.
Yeah, and John Scarborough says Kylo Ren went with Luke, and look how that turned out. I actually think Groku is the one that started showing Kylo, or AKA Ben Solo, the ways of the dark side. Yeah. Of course, that's a whole new thing. But okay, yeah. Oh wow, I've done a whole 25 minutes. Oh, but yeah, I'm not used to talking so much. I mean, I'm more a producer. Sorry, I love producing, and it works. Uh, John says he likes his theory. Yeah, that's true. But John, I love your theory that R2 is a Sith user or Sith Lord. Because according to John's theory, and if you think about it, every time was working for the Empire, because every time one of the Death Stars got taken out, R2 was incapacitated. Yeah, he still thinks, and I just covered that. Yeah, Brian, you're right. Everybody thinks that doing this kind of show is easy. I knew going in it wasn't easy, and my lighting is changing because the sun is moving across the sky. And then time does fly once you get into the rhythm of the show. And Carly's saying, "You're doing great, Joe. I'm trying." Yeah, throw in some B-roll to get some ads in there, so then you could take a little break. Well, I am glad you brought that up, Carl Witzman, because to advertise on this show, drop me a comment or a message. There is a great first 5 package that I'm going to throw out there that you can almost can't refuse. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to get with me, but I promise you, if you're one of the first 5 to jump on board, it will be more than worth what it's going to cost. And thank you, Brian. Says I'm doing great, especially for the first time. Well, it's my first time with StreamYard and video. I've done live audio for several years. I did some podcasting. And then I saw punk. I saw skunk, and then thought punk, and then it's the brain does not. From here to here, it gets lost and garbled up a little bit. Droids are people too. Johnny Five is alive. Yes, Johnny Five is alive, and which makes me come up with another thing that got my ire up. They want to remake Short Circuit. No. Of course, somebody also came up with another theory of why these companies are doing remakes or wanting to do remakes. Copyrights are coming up on some of these old movies. If the studio remakes it, the copyright renews. And of course, Carlene says family deals. Looks at Carl. Carl says he's pretending not to see Carly. And then Brian K. Morse said, took 4 years of broadcasting to find the niche, and he's still evolving, I hope. Yeah, this show will evolve over the next 13 weeks. I'm going to do 13 weeks, 2 shows a week, 26 shows, then reevaluate where we're going, how I'm doing, or if I'm going. I got to get my glasses adjusted right. Okay, there we go. And then go from there. Yeah, Skunk says they already did that. They called it Chappie. And Chappie almost worked. I will say that. Chappie almost worked. And Heather's going, no, keep the classic. And exactly, Brian. Why remake good movies? Why not remake the bad movies and make them better? Yeah. And Terry McIver says you can get a cream for that. Okay, I missed that one. Sorry, I just peanut. Okay, it just peanut. And Brian K. Moore says, I do have cream. It's awesome on ice cream. Okay. All right, guys, keep it clean. Keep it clean. Oh, boy. Can't take you guys anywhere, especially the Brian Morris crew. Oh. And again, if you got some bad jokes, throw them in there. Oh. And where is Sarah? Sarah, when we need him? We're in Sarah's lunch break. Oh. But I'm going to thank all 12 people that are in. One on my Joe Dog McKeel. I think that's probably Skunk Rocker. And then 4 on the Joe McKeel and 7 on my Facebook page. I want to thank all of y'all. And again, we've got some more likes. Terry McIver and Teresa Dunn, along with Donna Carly and Brian K. Morris threw us some love. And then Chris Walker, Pops Van Zandt, Jeffrey Hayes, and then John Scarborough just threw us a like. Thank you. Brian K. Morris and remake and drop the cliches. And Joe, that was the clean version. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Again, one of the things that I was telling people about is, who I am. Again, I'm Joe McKeel. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I am the chairman and director of a convention called Halocon.com. We are planning our best to do a in-person convention again for 21. Sadly, we did a virtual convention, and we did a virtual convention back in October, and a lot of people are saying that I changed the way virtual conventions have been done. I hope so. Maybe people are going to try it on their own. Good luck. But they haven't. Yeah, sadly that we had to do it virtually, Skunk. Sadly, we had to do it. And then Terry McIver says, I think when it comes to remake, it's not always a good thing. Sometimes it works out in the end. Yeah. All right. But yeah, that's our convention page. Starting the end of January, we should be going full bore with releasing our theme and artwork and all that. And we'll reopen the pre-registration, the online pre-registration then. And that will be good. And Brian Morris says, Heather, I'm on all of Joe's platforms. I've muted all but Facebook because of the echo effect. Oh, Brian, I'm so sorry that you experienced echo effect of my voice. And Brian K. Morris says he agrees with Skunks. The virtual show was incredible. All I did with the virtual show is took it to what I wanted people to experience being at a convention, not watching the what I've seen from all the other virtual conventions that I've watched is the showrunner, that's what I'm going to call myself,
the showrunner for Halicon, the director. You see the director on equal spacing view of the whole weekend, and I didn't want that. I wanted each guest to have the big version of dealing with the guest. Words don't work for me, sorry. And that's the way it goes. That's the way I wanted to run, and that's the way we pretty much did it. And Carl Whitzman says the virtual con was better than some in-life cons. You could get a drink anytime and didn't have to wait in line or hunt for the bathroom or that too. And then, or get the con crud. Yes. Yeah, con crud is real. And says, live or virtual, I'm hoping to be at Halicon this year. Brian K. Morris, you will be at Halicon this year. Carly says, true, Carl. It was truly the next best thing to being to a real con. And says, Joe, Halicon came the closest to replicating the con experience. Most of the others were pretty much talk shows, which you can get all year round. And then Heather says, if I could from my computer, I would. Oh, talking about her trying to tune in. Yeah, the AT&T bombing has really took out the internet network up in the Nashville area where she is. And her phone gets better connection than her home network. Oh, but yeah. So where did it go? I lost something. Let me get back over here to some of my banners. Oh yeah, our Stupid O'Clock Facebook group. All right, grab your screenshot ready. Get ready to cover that, and then check out bookmark our website for Halicon. Well, Carly, if you and Carl come down, I would love having y'all there. It would be wonderful. And Terry McIver says, we were fortunate to have a few panels during CyberCon last year, one being the first reunion of the Power Rangers in space. It went really well with the Rangers fans. Awesome. Awesome. And you said it was CyberCon. Okay. Terry, if you would, is that still available? Throw us a link to where we could pull that up, where our viewers can pull that up so they can actually check it out. And then if you want to check out the Halicon, our virtual Halicon, youtube.com /Halocon online. I think that's what it is. I'm working on this, but yeah. Another sip. Sorry. Oh, but yeah. So anybody else got something they want to throw in there? Got a good crowd tuned in tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this is just an experiment. That's what we're working on. Again, be sure to tune in to Brian K. Morris's Never Mind the Furthermore, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. Central or 10 a.m. Eastern. Clever Title Pending, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And then Stupid O'Clock at Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. on Saturday. And all that. Okay. John just posted something to Halicon. And did I say Carl was going to be with me? Oh, that's the and now Carl is questioning that. Skunk, hush, hush. He said, Skunk's going, Joe Dog is doing an experiment and nothing's exploded yet. Yeah. Yeah. What Heather said, Stupid is on Thursday nights, not Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Wow. Wow. Yes. And then Brian K. Moore says tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Join him on Clever Title Spent Pending with a very special guest, Joe Dog McKeel. Bring your questions. Yes, please bring questions because I'll probably fake it till I can get a good answer. And Nick Talkert saying, this is a great little start. With all your interest, have you written or published anything yet, Joe? No. I'll tell you, some of my writing that I came up with probably wouldn't make a good comic book. I can build you a story. I can build you a world. I cannot build the conversation. I'm not good. And Terry McIver says, will do. The hanging HWWS, I don't know. It's hanging with webs. But CyberCon was 56-hour continuous feed online Comic Con, the brainchild of HWWS Web TV, J Bar, and a few more. He says he'll grab the links ASAP. Okay, awesome. 56 hours. So you beat me. I ran 49 and it about killed me. And then Brian says Thursday isn't stupid. It's just a little show. Yeah. Yep. And Heather says he needs to. He tells great stories. Yeah. And then Skunk Rocker says, trust me, I'm going to be there and definitely ask several questions, some of which might be personal and or embarrassing. Brian, screen Skunk's questions. Don't put me on the spot. And then Willow Schuyler. Oh, wow. I am now international. Awesome. We got Willow Schuyler in here. Says, hey, Joe, how's everything doing today? We are attempting this show. And yeah, we are attempting the show. And hanging with web show. Okay. Oh, that's what that means. Hanging with web. Okay. That makes sense. Of course, Brian K. Morris confirms that and then says, have you considered nonfiction? Joe Dog's Guide to Running a Convention. Sounds like a great opportunity. No, the way I would do that one, Nick, is I would have people pay me to follow me through the convention. That's how I do it. And then make them do all the work. And he said, for 56, Terry McIver said, for 56 hours, he had no sleep. He said he was glad when it ended. Oh, trust me, I was wishing for Halicon to end about 6 o'clock on Saturday. And we still had 22 more hours to go. But yeah, it was fun. It was great. I would do it again. Yes. Yeah. Oh, he said, Terry McIver says we went international when he walked in the door. He's across the pond in Ireland. No, Terry, I got to correct you on that. That is not international. That is intercontinental. We're worldwide, baby. And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And yeah. Skunk Rocker says, so what you're saying is you want me to film a documentary on how you run Halicon. 1999 or $29.99? for each seed for each DVD, because I ain't going for $9.99. No, no. Yeah, but that's great. Of course, Terry's in Ireland. I didn't realize that. I apologize. Um, yeah. Terry, if you would check out our how we did Halicon. Let me know if, and also shoot me the link since you're on Facebook. Private message me the link um to the CyberCon, because I'd love to see what you did and see if maybe I could use what you did to improve Halicon. Um, Skunk Rocker says more like $59.99. Okay, guys, let's not get that crazy. And then, of course, Brian K. Moore says, "Do it, Skunk, do it, do it, do it. Just give me the money." You're worldwide now, Joe. Say something substantial like "no pressure," huh? Yeah, I saw that and went. I am camera shy, people. I'll be honest with you. I'm not look. As long as I look down, I'm good. I look at it. Okay, so I'll look down here and talk to you that way. I mean, I can't look you in the eyes. I'm sorry. Uh, and then Nick Talker says, "Yes, Skunk, solid idea." Oh, I couldn't. But the problem is, all these people that think, "Oh, let's run a con." No, you don't want to run a con, because your con does not start Wednesday before. Your con starts the day after the last con ended, and then you're working year round. It's a full-time job. Jeffrey Hayes says, "That'd be awesome. I'd pay that." Willow Schuyler says, "Would you consider doing an event this year, a small personal event with social distancing, with mask and safety precautions?" We would, but we're not. Willow, what really took the wind out of my sails to do an in-person convention this year is when we lost one of our members to COVID. She was somebody I love dearly, and Halicon will not be the same without her there. I'm going to tell you right now, it will not be the same without her there. Yes, I would, because we should be on the tail end of this, but that's one of the things that really goes. And we've lost a few friends in fandom on that. And then I got to run back up to the and Carl says, "Just teasing. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you." And Brian Morris is an enabler. There's the link. Okay, everybody, screenshot. Okay, all right, and there we go. Of course, Joe realizes that if I do this, it's going to take 3 people to place him as a convention staff. No, you can still do your job. You're that good. And Brian K. Moore says, "People think running a convention is as easy as running a broadcast." Oh, yes, they do. They don't under that. And then John pretty much has nailed it right now. Hotels won't take the liability. That was one of the things that knocked us down. And John's pretty much right. And yeah, Brian K. Moore says you can do it the easy way or you can do it the right way and do it well. Yes.
Um, Willow Scholars saying sorry to hear that about our friend. Yeah. Uh, I got a feeling when I started talking about that Skunk's heart sunk because Skunk knows who I'm talking about, and Skunk made a beautiful tribute to her, and I thank you, Skunk. I watched that the other day and just bawled my eyes out. Carl Witzman says John is right. Venues are not allowing the conventions. No, and I got a feeling that that's going to happen quite a lot for the next several months. Um, mm, and Brian Moore says he attended a convention recently with all the COVID safeguard in place, but you have to have volunteers who enforce the guidelines, which will make them very unpopular. Yeah, absolutely. The working that I try not to upset people, but it's going to come to the point with that. You're going to have to hurt some feelings. And Brian Morris says, true, John. 90% of the shows that canceled on me in 2020 because of the venue, not the promoter. And hanging with the web shows, web TV, lots of nerdy shows under one roof. Again, wow. That's my 3-minute warning. Alexa, stop. All right, we're going to start to wrap this up real quick here. I may slide an extra 5 minutes over, but I know a lot of people would be returning to lunch about now, so we're going to have to really wrap it up. Got there. Willow Scholar jumped in, says, make one hell of a convention. I make one hell of a convention go. I gather coffee, food, whatever you need throughout the day. Oh, trust me, don't volunteer for that job. Do not volunteer for that job. Chris Walker, who is probably tuned in watching, is going, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Poor Chris. If I'm going to tell you right now, HaloCon 2019, Chris Walker could not enjoy the convention because he spent more time on the road running and fetching than he did at the show. And says, of course, Skunk says, I can't operate the DJ camera, do security, and be your go for all at the same time. Maybe I'll strap a GoPro to your head and head to your head. GoPro to your head. He says, I do have a GoPro mask. Don't give me no ideas, Skunk. He said, yeah, I didn't want to bring it up. Are you going to cat us later? Wow, that sounds fun. Brian, you are a bad influence. Says, I'll chat later, folks. Got to deal with work and our messed up schedule. Have a good one, folks. Thank you for tuning in, Carl, Willow, and Carly. Carlene says, I can do that, Brian and Joe. Have no problem telling what to do. Hush, Carl. Okay. And John says, hi, Alexa. Keep Joe in line. That's what she's doing. And Skunk says, I missed. He said I missed that out of her. I'll miss that out of her. And you're 100% right. HaloCon won't be the same without her. Joking about having to replace me with 3 people. It'll take 100 to match her energy and warmth. Yes, absolutely. And what is it? Oh, Alexa, what do you want?
Thanks for asking. I'm good. Just keep on talking to me.
Yeah. And John Scarborough says, later, Joe, have a nice day. And Carlene says, I've done security at sci-fi conventions before. Oh, so you're volunteering? Skunk, did you hear that? Carlene has volunteered to be security at HaloCon. So, get her on your list. And Brian K. Moore says, LOL, laughing, is mocking me. Says Joe is channeling me. Yes. And okay. Yeah, we're that's pretty much got it going. Again, John, not saying that, Nope. I'll put that up on screen. That is on John Scarborough. I have no clue what he's talking about. I don't own an RV. So you can say bye. All right. With that, I thank everybody tuning in for episode 1 of Lunch at the Doghouse. And Terry, I am more happier you tuned in than you are happy that you did tune in. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to say, I normally say goodnight, everybody, but there is no everybody, and it's middle of the day. So I'm going to thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back Thursday at 12:05. And I don't have a close just yet. I'm hoping maybe somebody will fall and love me enough to put me back. Yeah. And Heather goes, he's putting streaming equipment in his box truck. Yes, I am. I'm already sketching and drawing how we're going to turn the big yellow truck into a mobile studio for Armchair Rocket Science, which we'll cover later on. Carl, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Carly says, great first show. Thank you. And thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I am honored that you say so much. And see you tonight. Yes, I'll see you tonight. Be sure to send me a reminder, because that's usually nap time sometimes for me. So yeah, please send me a reminder. I do have the link, but yeah. And as to you, senor, we will see y'all tonight on Clever Title Pending. Tomorrow at 12 or Thursday at 12:05, and 9 o'clock for Stupid O'Clock.